All right, looks like we're live. How's it going, everyone? Marriland here, and I know this is a little later than I would have liked to have done, but I am indeed doing a little bit of shiny hatching today. Yeah, so I'm not doing the shiny hatching portion on Wednesdays anymore. I'm going to be doing that just kind of when I feel like it, rather. And you know what? That's okay. There will not be any Wonder Trades today, just so that's clear. I'm just going to be hatching. However, hopefully we can get a shiny. I'm going for Cyndaquil right now, and I think that would be wonderful if I could get that. So, yeah, we're just going to chill, just have a nice relaxing time. There won't be any Wonder Trades this week because I will be leaving for MagFest tomorrow out in Maryland. Maryland, not Maryland. Although Maryland will be in the state of Maryland, which will be kind of nice. I've never been there. I've been close. I've been to Virginia, I've been to DC, but never been in Maryland proper. So yeah, that's going to change soon. And it should be a pretty cool convention. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great. Yeah, there's so many people here. Yeah, they're just kind of showing up. It's not a scheduled stream, so I'm sure a lot of people are like, wait, what? What are you streaming? Oh, wow. And that's fine. I like smaller streams. It's fine by me. But, you know, I kind of wanted to do a little bit of hatching. Maybe like a box. It's not going to be a long stream, I'll tell you that much. What was I naming these things? Sunburst? Yeah, that's right. But yeah, yeah, that is the thing. Twitch is having issues. Yeah, I heard something about that. It might have even been you who said it, and I figured I would I'd at least test it out. So far, it seems okay. I don't really know if it'll continue to be okay, but I don't know. Wouldn't have figured the one time it's like, oh man, I have that itch. I have that itch to Twitch that it twitches and then it wouldn't work. So I don't know. But, oh well, it's fine. It is fine. So, yeah, I gotta do some packing, but instead I think I'm going to be slacking. And, yeah, I'm just going to be hatching like a box or so. I got a pack for MagFest. Just got done shopping for some essentials, namely almonds. That is like my go-to food when I'm out and about. But that's fine. I got some new clothes. I'm a cheapskate when it comes to shopping. I'm terrible, actually. I do all my shopping for clothes mostly at Walmart because I'm dumb. I don't know. I hate spending too much on clothes, but at the same time, it's like I don't mind spending on clothes, and I know it's like, ooh, so luxurious. You get all your stuff at Walmart. I don't care. That's how I shop, man. I'm really stingy when it comes to stuff. And I have a funny story, but I'll tell it in a moment. Let's see, finally donated on Patreon. Well, that's awesome, Dino King, 1359. Great to hear. Yeah, I got some new Patreon pledges. I think I got a total of 2. Really close to the next milestone. So actually, I got some good news. We actually did already pass that milestone once. We didn't quite entirely keep it. Oh, this is number 32. We didn't entirely keep it, but we did pass it, so I am doing that. It'll be a crystal sleep block of some sort. Tentatively, it will be, oh, not pretzel. Tentatively, it will be on March 12th, over daylight savings time, which will confuse me so much. Oh, it will be very, very bizarre. Because I think I'll end up gaining an hour. I don't know, it'll be strange. Streaming a 24-hour or more stream. And yeah. But yeah, tentatively it'll be then. So that'll work out. Oh, nice, a female one. I do not have a 6 IV female Cyndaquil right now. I'm working with a perfect 5 IV. So any that have flash fire and are female, I want to check, and it looks like this one could have the right stuff. So let me just go fly to Killed City really quick. Now that, you know, that kind of matters. Let's see, do I have a Shiny Charm? Yes, I do. I have it on Pokémon X. It's part of the reason I'm playing on Pokémon X rather than Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I'm not going to mention the other parts why, but that is one of the reasons. Will it be clocks forward or back? I'm pretty sure it's spring ahead, so it'll be forward. Oh, well, that's a good Cyndaquil. It's just not perfect. It's perfect, but it's not flawlessly perfect, if that makes sense. Which is fine. I mean, I'll definitely mark it, because that's rather valuable. Alright. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Oh, I should probably mark this as well. My bad. Let me change the name of this. I always name my boxes like plus X amount. So then it's always a good little checksum. So it's 30 plus however many you see here. In this case, 3. So 33. So that means I'm correct there. Yeah, you end up losing an hour of sleep for this daylight saving time. It always confuses me when that happens because, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. Hey, Chuck Pens just subscribed. That is awesome. Thank you so much for your big service, Chuck Pens. It is great to see you joining the subscriber club. Oh, man, make sure you use those cool emotes that are now floating around. Got the finally one that I guess we probably don't need to spam right now because, well, we're not quite at 1,000 eggs yet, or even 500. We're at 33. I really can't complain about that. Not at all. Did you get enough for both Patreon and Twitch? Yeah, I mean, I did get enough for the finally icon, which is wonderful. And I did, of course, for Patreon, which is nice. And hey, 2015 Falcon subscribed for 8 months in a row. That is some big service. Thank you so much for your continued support over the many months. I know it's been even more than 8 months, which I'm still so grateful for. Thank you so much, and I hope you have enjoyed all this time. Oh, man. All right. So, yeah, I'm just trying to hatch these up and get some eggs. I don't really have anything fancy. I did get my light replaced. I know, I guess it was last night. I keep thinking it's Wednesday for some reason. Probably because I'm streaming. Last night, when I streamed some Minecraft, I didn't have my webcam on because my light, my table lamp, like the bulb ran out. Burnt out, whatever you want to call it. So I didn't want to change it right then. I wasn't sure if I had light bulbs. I had plenty, but yeah, now it's on. Just to show you how much of a difference it makes, let me turn it off for a second here. See, I mean, just look. It's like my face looks all dark and it just looks gloomy and it just like, oh, I don't know, man. Oh, this is... Yeah, I did hit add, I think. Because I was at 33 a moment ago. But see, I mean, this just isn't right, especially at night where there's not, like, background light as much or something. I don't know. So, turn it on, and problem solved. You get to see my glorious face in all of its illuminated glory. I don't know what words we're looking for here. You know what? I'm going to deposit this. I kind of hate having an odd number. It messes with my mojo. Okay, so I did something very, very interesting for me, okay? It's a funny story. Some of you will probably chuckle a lot about it. I guess I'm like Knuckles. I don't even chuckle. I find it amazing. So, for the first time in my life, I did something today. I'm relatively old, and I've never done this. And the concept just blew my mind, okay? So, I used an ATM machine. Or an ATM, I guess ATM machine would be kind of redundant. I used an ATM for the first time in my life today. I've never used one of those before. And you know what? It was really strange. Like, it worked flawlessly, but I wanted to test it out because I've never used one before and I wasn't sure what to expect. And I wanted to make sure I remembered my PIN, which I did, but I've never used one before. So when I first opened up my bank account way back, I got like a bank credit card. They said, hey, you know, we could give you a debit card if you wanted, but you know, the thing is, if you get like if someone steals that, you know, you have less consumer protection. I don't know, they were just saying all this stuff. And I'm like, whoa, no, let's not do that. I'll just take your credit card. I mostly paid in cash back then. That was just how it worked. And even the thought of a credit card scared me. But that's why, you know, I've always been very responsible with my credit cards. You know, I never buy anything with a credit card if I don't have the money in the bank right then to pay it off. So it works like a debit card for me, except it gives me added protections. Like if someone stole my credit card, I could report it in and they can usually transfer or cancel the transactions and transfer the money back. I don't know. With a debit card, you don't necessarily have that protection, but you know, you have more instant access to your money. I don't know, it's weird, but I just remember that scared me from ever getting a debit card. So I only went with credit. Responsible credit. Just want to tell you, responsible credit. If you have a credit card and you use it responsibly, that is fine. But if you have a credit card and you go and you buy all sorts of stuff that you know you can't pay for, better not do that. So I never really used a debit card. Well, I don't know, like a year or maybe two back, PayPal just like sent me one. It's like, here you go. I never asked for it or anything, but it's like, oh, here, you can have it. I don't know. I guess I got that, and it worked fine. I was always nervous to use it, and I never want to, but there's this one grocery store that I shop at, and they only take debit cards. They don't take credit cards, or they take checks. So I'd used to write a check in the past. That's also how I would get cash in the past. I could either write myself a check, or I could just go to my bank. That's what I usually just did. I went to my bank, said, hey, let me withdraw some money. All right, cool. And I just make sure I had enough on hand if I needed it. But most of the time I don't need it for anything, so that's why I didn't really bother. Oh, you have Blaze, darn it. And you also don't have good IVs and hit points, I can see. Okay, so back to the story. I had this PayPal debit card, and, you know, it's nice, but I never really asked for it. But then it's like, well, okay, I can use it at this one grocery store that I go to all the time, and that works great. So it was used just for that, pretty much. I always transfer my money out of my bank right away, but I was thinking about it. It's like, you know, it would be nice if this thing worked with an ATM machine or an ATM. I've never used it before, but wow, that would be really convenient. So then I don't have to have all this money on me. So I tested it out and it worked great. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. I can just go to the ATM and just withdraw money straight from my Twitch. Or not my Twitch, my PayPal, not my Twitch. I don't know what that's all about. I wish I could do that, but I don't really have much in my Twitch. But yeah, it was just like a really interesting experience because, again, I only use credit, not debit. And like so many people I talk to are just the opposite. You know, they refuse to touch a credit card. And that's understandable. Like, trust me, you're definitely a lot more responsible if you're, you know, only using a debit card, other than the fact you're not building your credit. Like, I'm very grateful that I have great credit. You know, I don't want to talk numbers or anything, but I do have good credit, and so much of that is because I've used credit cards and I've paid them off every month, and that is, you know, that's helpful. I mean, if you can, you know, pay for things responsibly, that's the key. You know, I don't go on huge spending binges if I don't have the money for it, but, you know, I do, I keep my costs reasonable. And then when I have a little extra spend, I'll spend it. And I can put it on credit then. But anyway, it was just really wild because, like, I know that so many people that I talk to use it all the time. It's like, it's no problem. And that's true, but I'd never done that. So, like, the whole thought of using an ATM was just crazy to me. And it worked. It worked great. So that's awesome. And it's also important because, like, I use a credit union. I don't use, like, a chain bank kind of thing, so I don't think I could just walk into like a Chase Bank or something and just be like, hey, can I get some money from my account? Oh, well, no, it doesn't work that way because it's like kind of a local type thing. So yeah, yeah, it was just interesting. So I'm glad to know that if I need money in a pinch, I can always get it from my PayPal using my card. And that's pretty good. But it was just one of those kind of funny things. It's like, this is something I've never done before, and it's really basic. It's not really like it's a big deal. But I guess, you know, if you're not used to it, it's like, whoa. You mean this machine magically gives you money? That's crazy. It's ridiculous, but awesome. Let's see, I have an extremely important question. Which Pokemon from each region is your favorite? Well, it's not really extremely important. It's just something you want to know. And it's a long list, so I'm not really going to talk about it. Maybe at some point I'll do a video on it, but I'll just say that my favorite Pokemon is Marill. And there you go, there's sort of an answer. Yeah, so I don't know, it's just weird. But the good news is I got cash for MagFest, and if I need more, because that's always the thing, I haven't been to a convention in 10 years. And I know that they have like dealer booths and stuff, and there's probably things that you need to pay entry fees for. Like, I already have my ticket, but I don't know if there's any extra expenses. So I don't know how much cash to bring. It's like, I just don't know. I mean, I always try to keep some money on me, but like, I'm just under the assumption most places won't take like credit cards. Although maybe, I guess technology has evolved a lot in the past 10 years. But yeah, definitely looking forward to going. I'm a little nervous about it, but I think it'll work out. Oh, you know what? Let me hop on, put some music on, because I want to talk to you about something. Overclocked Remix is going to be there at MagFest, which is awesome. I mean, it makes perfect sense. That's definitely their type of area. It's a music and gaming festival. That's what it stands for. So, yeah, that definitely makes sense. Hold on, it's loading the music. All right, hopefully that isn't too loud. Maybe just a tad. But yeah, that'll be really cool. I'm hoping to go to their panel and kind of, I don't really know like what you do at conventions. I'm gonna find out, but it'll just be neat knowing that they're there. And, I'm looking forward to it. So we shall see. And then what's the other? Angry Video Game Nerd will be there. James Rolfe. That'll be great. You know, it's a funny story. He was like one of the very first YouTubers that I have ever watched. And, you know, back in my day, because I started extremely early on YouTube. Just in case you didn't know, I started doing Pokemon videos on YouTube in 2007. That's before pretty much anyone that you're watching now has started. I'm not trying to brag, I'm just saying, like, times were so different back then. YouTube wasn't even owned by Google at the time. It's been that old. Not Google Plus, Google in general. So I didn't really have like a lot of inspiration when, you know, I got started. There was like, you know, what was it? Potter Puppet Pals. And there was, I don't know, a few other people. But I remember the Angry Video Game Nerd. And he was hilarious. Like back in the day, it was really crazy. So I guess he was one of my earliest inspirations as far as like YouTube goes. Because I didn't really have all that much back then, and it was just really funny. But that's fine. I'm glad that I had a chance to, you know, experience that, and it's just kind of neat thinking, wow, you know, he's still doing stuff, I guess. He had a movie, and he'll be there, so I'm probably not gonna, like, you know, gush and fanboy and everything, but, like, I don't know. I'll probably see the movie at least. Wow, Sunburr. Yeah, so that's kind of something I'm looking forward to. I saw like the list of panels. Like, I'm not going to spend too much time right now thinking of, all right, what panel do I want to go to? If I end up, you know, missing out on stuff, oh well, it's okay. I'm not going to cry over it. I just want to experience the whole thing without very much stress. And that's fine. All right, anyway. Let's see. That's pretty much my main thing for this week. I do have some videos that I'm going to be posting throughout the week. I have them uploaded. They will be scheduled. I will have, oh, what was it? I'll have Mystery Dungeon, or Super Mystery Dungeon Part 41 up shortly after this stream, and I don't know how long it's going to last. I'm just streaming maybe a box, maybe more. I don't know. And then, what else? Yeah, I have that, and I will tell you, I have the Pacifist run of Undertale that will be posted. I'll have it scheduled and everything, so you'll have videos while I am gone, but it will be pretty good. Let's see, what's your opinion on people buying shiny Pokemon on eBay and sites like that? I think it's dumb. I think it's wrong. I think the people that do that should get, like, sued or something because it's just terrible. You know, don't do that. And the people who buy those, I'm really not meaning to call people names, but you're idiots if you're doing that. Like, seriously, if you really wanted to do that, you could just get whatever the cheating device is and cheat them in yourself. If you really are that much of a cheater that you buy things to that, it's just so dumb. So please don't do that. Don't. If you know anyone that is, tell them off, because that's just terrible. I can't understand why people would do either buy it or sell it, but it amazes me. All right, let's see. Are you not speculating at all? You know, there's plenty of speculation videos out there. I'm not going to oversaturate with any more. Like, we don't really know that much about it. And it's just been really sad watching this bandwagon of people, like, do all sorts of videos and thoughts on it. And, like, I've heard pretty much everything under the sun. Like, this imaginary Pokemon is confirmed as well, and this and this. It's like, wait. No. You're just going with clickbait. Like, I saw some of the clickbaitiest clickbait titles on YouTube ever since this has been released. It's like, wow. Thanks, Internet. Thanks. Now, I know that I have done videos, like theory videos in the past. I don't make too many of them, and I do a lot of research on it too. But, you know, I don't make videos just to do videos, like just for views and everything. So I don't really feel there's enough information on this to really, like, assess things. But I don't know. I mean, that's my opinion on it. It's weird. You know, I don't have much to say about it. Like, there's no information really. Also, I know people keep talking about its connection with the Azoth Kingdom or whatever, and I don't know where this was said, if it was in the Japanese version or the English version of the site, or like where. At least when I was reading the press release and when I was reading the site version when it was first announced, it didn't say anything of the like. So I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. All right, this is 44. I just want to look it up. All right, let me see. See, like, it doesn't say anything about the Azoth Kingdom in the English version of it. Unless it's somewhere else, like on a movie, but I don't see it. If it's in Japanese, maybe. But at least on the official one, it didn't. So I don't know. It's silly. If that is the case, that also doesn't make any sense. Because, like, the king, you know, AZ, he was from 3,000 years ago, not 500 years ago. So I don't know what that's all about. Film description on the site. See, I don't see it. Unless it's... I don't know where their other thing is for it. They have another description. Like, I'm just seeing a new mythical Pokemon has been discovered. Like, that's all I see. So, I don't know. If it's listed somewhere else, I'd love to know. But even at that, I don't really know if it's enough to go by a theory, because 500 years ago doesn't fit in any timeline in the current thing. But whatever, you know, that's why I'm not doing a video on it. That's why I'm not really, you know, making videos saying, oh, Pokemon Z confirmed, guys. I'm sick of those. So sick of those. But that's just me, I guess. Alright, let me look this up. See, I'm just seeing it say that on, like, Cerebi, like, translated and stuff. Which, I mean, that's fine, but... Let's see, news summary for the movie. See, if I don't even see a source link on it, unfortunately. But again, people are going on that assumption from a translation, which, you know, it's fair, but I don't know. I don't want to talk about it anymore because it doesn't really matter right now. Pokemon Z was confirmed when they made a Pokemon called Zygarde. Yeah, Pokemon Gray was confirmed when they released Kyurem too, because it's gray. So of course there's a Pokemon Gray. I'm sorry, that's really not very well thought out. Are you doing a video on Volcanion or Pokemon Go? Nope, I'm not. There's really nothing to talk about them. They're there, and I don't want to theory mon anymore. Maybe when Pokemon Go is actually released, yeah, but I don't really feel the need to right now. Okay, I'm trying to think. I don't know if I want to go for 2 boxes or not. I'll probably go for another 14. Call it after that. I just wanted to do a little bit because I won't be doing any for a while. I won't be back for a bit. Oh, I should probably drop these off, huh? So I'm trying to think if there's, like, anything else I'll need to bring to MagFest. I really don't know. But I guess I'll have to see. Let's see, you thinking Gen 6 or 7 next, Marriland? Well, without getting into, you know, any sort of rationale or anything, because I don't really want to go on about it, because it's just all theory mod, but I think they're going to move to Gen 7 next. But I also think that, you know, the definition of a generation really doesn't matter anymore, because anyway you look at it, like, every Pokemon is available now. They're giving out legendaries like candy, so if they're going to keep everything in Gen 6, what would the point be? Oh, here, play this game to get all these Pokemon you can already get, and that doesn't make sense. So if they made a new game, they'd pretty much have to add new Pokemon, and even if it's compatible with X and Y and Oras and everything, sort of like how Oras is to X and Y, well, if there's a lot of new Pokemon in it, it's a new generation! It's just like Gold and Silver. You can't say Gold and Silver were in Gen 1. You can't. So if they add new Pokemon, like Magearna, then you can't say that it's still in Generation 6, even if it's for the 3DS, because Generation 1 and Generation 2 were compatible. You could actually trade and battle with them, other than the new Pokemon. So by that definition, any new Pokemon that get added, if there's, you know, more than like one, would be Gen 7, even if it's on the same system. But again, what's the point of a generation if it's like that, if it's just going to be perpetually compatible? A better question to ask is, will it be compatible with X and Y, like both ways? Or us, for that matter. I mean, I say X and Y just because it goes back further. Because if it's not backwards compatible, if it's only forwards compatible, that does make a pretty big difference. And of course, it would mean it's absolutely in Generation 7. But even if it is backwards compatible, Gold and Silver were as well, in a way. Why do I hear random Pikachus? I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Pokemon Z will be next, 100%. Well, I'm looking forward to the most boring game announcement of all Pokemon history. That's all I'll say. Any way you look at it, that would be the most boring. Because it's like, oh, there's no surprise. There's no, you know, wow, I did not see that coming, like X and Y, or like Black 2 and White 2. It'd be like, oh, cool, one game that is probably just a remake. Why are people excited about this? I love X and Y, but the fact that people actually want to see a Pokemon Z and that's just it, like a Platinum, are you really not, like, do you really know what you want? You're gonna get it and complain about it because it's the same thing except with a little bit of a difference. Like, huh? That's not how the Pokemon Company works anymore. At least if it is, wow, I would be very disappointed. But whatever. That's my opinion. And you can have your opinion too. That's totally fine. But to say 100%, nope, you don't know that. You can only theorize it, just like I could say 100% it won't be. I can't. I'd say 95% no. Yellow, Crystal, Emerald, Platinum, Black 2, White 2, same pattern will be followed. You don't see a pattern now, do you? Black 2 and White 2 do not match that pattern. But whatever. Hey, believe it, go for it, but don't say it's 100%. Anyway, you know what? I want to talk about something else, because this is getting really annoying talking about, you know, 7th gen, oh, it's so confirmed, Pokemon Z confirmed. Like, this has been the conversation for a flipping year. Get over it, guys. All right, let's talk about something else, because this is a waste of time and energy and anything. Like, it's so boring. So, I mean, I'm a Pokemon fan saying this. I don't like the fact that they've kept us in the dark and with a remake game as the main version for like a year now. But, you know, all people are doing at this point are just like theory modding to death. It's like, it's ridiculous. I hate it. So I don't even want to think about that. Let's talk about something else. I don't even care what. We could talk about unicorns, and I would have a better time than talking about anything Pokemon Next Gen related. Let's talk about the older games, which are a lot of fun and will be out pretty soon. That'll be kind of interesting. I'm curious to see what they're going to change. I don't really know what. Like, are they going to keep the missing no thing? Are they going to keep... I don't know what. I mean, they could change a lot in the games. Like the game corner. Will they take out the game corner? Because, you know, they totally did in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Which is pretty wild. Stupid Voltorb flip. I hate that thing. Oh, I like this question. Hey, Marriland, do you rename the cats in Neko Atsume? I actually do not rename the cats. I see a lot of people playing that cat game that I've talked about for a while, and I love that. It's so much better than Pokemon Shuffle because it's relaxing. You don't have to really pay money for it. It's just so nice. But I don't nickname my cats. The only thing I do to nickname them, I add the little gender symbols to them if they're male or female, just like by my own canon. You can't tell, it doesn't tell you in the game directly, but that's actually a game that my mom started playing before I did, okay? I got her a phone for her birthday, a smartphone. She's never had a smartphone before. One of her friends, actually one of my friends too, a family friend, you know, he's played that game and enjoyed it and recommended it to her, so she picked it up. I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I've seen that talked about on Twitter, and then I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. So I did. It was something, you know, we could talk about together because she doesn't really do a lot of gaming or anything, and you know, it's like, oh, she get to play with her cats. So because we kind of play it together, we can talk about the same cats without getting confused over who we're talking about. So we actually keep them as their stock names, just so it's easier to know the cat you're talking about. Which is kind of funny, really. I like it. But yeah, that I do nickname, or I don't nickname them, but I do add the little gender symbols just to remind myself, oh, did I call Snowball a boy or a girl? Or whatever, if it isn't obvious. For the special cats, I don't. I'd leave them be for the most part. So I'm seeing people talking about Final Fantasy IX, which I really do enjoy. It's a fun game. One of my favorite Final Fantasies. I actually like it better than 7, I'm just saying. But man, I don't know, I need to actually beat this game. I've gotten to like the 3rd or 4th disc 2 or 3 times total, and I don't know why. I get stuck on side quests and all this stuff rather than just going through and beating the game. Like, I should really just do that. So I will sometime. I'll just forget about going to fight Ozma and just beat the darn game. Now that I use backloggery, it's like I have a lot more incentive to actually just follow through and beat games. But, yeah, that's interesting to think about. I have it on my Vita, and I really should just play it on that because it's so much more convenient. So much more convenient. Let's see. Oh, right, I do have my Mew code. You know what? Maybe I should pick that thing up really quick. Let's see. How is Xenoblade going? So, I have, I've played a little bit more Xenoblade. I'm not very far in it at all. I just reached the Guar Plains, I think it is. And yeah, I just started there. I'm not very far. I need to play it more. I got so hooked into Terraria. I'm still trying to get hooked on Xenoblade. Like, it's fun, but it's so chaotic. I'm not as much of a fan of, like, real-time battles, unless it's Terraria, which is a little different. But, I just have a harder time getting into that. When will you start Wonder Trading? Well, it will be sometime next week, because it doesn't say Wonder Trading anywhere here. In the title it says I'm not Wonder Trading this week, and on my tweet it said I'm not Wonder Trading this week. So there won't be any Wonder Trades this week. And yeah, that's because I'm going to be gone tomorrow. But I usually Wonder Trade on whatchamacallit, Wednesdays. It's just I'll be busy tomorrow. Are you going to be at the Pokemon World Championships this year? Probably. I'm not 100% sure, but I do have my hotel booked at least, so, like, I have that option, which is good. It's better than not having that option. I wouldn't be playing there, but I'd just be kind of chilling. It's a nice, fun convention to go to. Definitely a good time if you're a Pokemon fan. I wonder how many of these I've accidentally named Pretzel. I don't think I have. But still, I do kind of wonder. Let's see. Which generation/region has your favorite soundtrack and why? That's actually a decent question. I am not entirely sure. Like 100%. But, I think probably the Kalos region. I like the battle theme in it. I like the legendary theme is just amazing. Like, and just so many of the root themes just really stick in my mind. But other than that, I also do like I like Generation 5 a lot. I loved the battle theme in it. It still remains my favorite wild Pokemon battle theme. So, yeah, it's just really enjoyable. But that's just me. Let's see, how long will you be staying in Maryland? A few days. About 5 or so. Glad I found you. Are shiny hunting Cyndaquil now. I'm hunting Mudkip and Oras. I'm on 5105. Dang, are you like soft resetting for that? Hopefully you're not hatching. Well, good luck with that. Okay, let's see. In before Primal Grotto, Mega Kangaskhan, Xerneas, Talonflame, Smeargle, Salamence M versus itself. Yeah, Virginia Regionals were great. Man, what a diverse format. What a diverse format. How do you breed? Just Ditto and a parrot? Well, you see, when you have a boy Pokemon and a girl Pokemon, they really like each other and they're in a compatible egg group. Yeah, actually, no, I use a 6 IV Japanese Mawile I got in a trade And I got it a long time ago, actually from someone in Japan. It was back before the days of Pokebank. So that's pretty great. It was fun. Like, I so miss those days where, you know, there weren't like hackers and clones and all this. It's like, you know, you bred something up, you traded it, and it really felt like it had value. And it was just so much fun because, you know, like, I had a few people from Japan that found me tweeting about stuff. And, you know, like, Pokemon that I'd hatched, and they wanted to trade with me because the Masuda method, you know, they would get the, they'd get a benefit from that. So, like, I traded a bunch of my 6IV Pokemon for theirs, and, you know, then we each had 6 IVs, and it was just really fun. Like, it was great. So I have this Mawile that I got from this one guy way back, and it was really, really cool. So I still use it to this day, and it's level 100. It's just, oh man, he's fathered thousands of children. And it's just really cool because it's legit, and I love that. So, and I love the memory of that. I think it's just really wonderful. So that's what I use for most of my breeding projects. Now, obviously, it only works for things in the field or the fairy egg group, but I have a few other things in different egg groups that I can swap out that also have 6IV and are other language, other region, or whatever you want to call it. I don't use Dittos. I don't know why. I know, well, okay, I do know why. It seems kind of cheaty if you're using a Ditto with 6 IVs. I have one somewhere. I don't remember where. Someone gave it to me in Wonder Trade for Wonder Trade Wednesday, and I mean, I would use it in a pinch. Yeah, it's this thing. I don't know if it's like super duper hacked or what. I think it looks like it came from, yeah, Unova. So what it might have been, what is it? RNG manipulated and then cloned. You know, it's kind of how it is. But also, at the same time, it does mean that I could breed things that are genderless. Like, you can't breed genderless Pokemon with other genderless Pokemon, so yeah, I would probably use Ditto if I did that, just because it seems unfair. And when I breed for stuff, I wanted to have good IVs. But I, of course, would rather use as legit a Pokemon as possible. So even though that one may or may not be, I would think it's fine if I did that. After Cyndaquil, you should breed for a shiny Miltank. Really see no reason why. Like, it's not even that vibrant or anything as a shiny, if I recall. It's very subtle. Oh, here we go, a female one. I think next on my list, I kind of want to get a whatchamacallit, Nidoran. Darn it, it has Blaze. I'll still check it out, but let's see. Do you know if Masuda method activates with Pokemon obtained in a different region or a game with a different language? I've seen so many conflicting things. To be honest, I'm not actually sure myself. Like, I remember setting one of my games to Spanish, I think it was, and then breeding with that, and I don't know. Like, if it's based on the language tag or the country tag, because it does actually keep track of that separately in the data, as far as I know. There's a separate thing for, at least I think there's a separate thing for country and a separate thing for, darn it, can I not? A separate thing for language. I think it's language, but to answer your question, if I know, I don't know for sure. I would look into it more. Oh man, now I'm tired. What will I do with the Shiny Cyndaquil? I will put it in my collection. I might end up evolving it into Typhlosion, but beyond that, I don't know. Alright, I need this right now. Alright, let me put these two away. Actually, I really should check this female Cyndaquil. Just to see. It would be kind of sad if it were 6 IV because it doesn't have the right ability. I'm not too concerned with that, but it's fine. How long are you streaming for? Probably just another few minutes because I still have to do some packing. I just want to get like a box done. I have a lot I need to do. But I'm just kind of streaming when I feel like it for hatching Pokemon. It's not on any schedule anymore. Alright, missing defense. That's no big deal. Alright, let's put these away. Go back to my actual box. Has anyone here in the chat played a DS Final Fantasy game, and if so, how brutal is it? So, I actually have played a little bit. I've played Final Fantasy 3, and I've played some of Final Fantasy 4 on the DS. I don't recommend Final Fantasy 3. It was awful. It was a terrible experience. I did not enjoy it. If you want a game kind of like that that's better, go with Bravely Default for the 3DS. But honestly, it was painful just playing it. Not even in like a challenge way, just like, I didn't like it. Final Fantasy IV is also pretty difficult for Final Fantasy IV incarnations. I think it's probably the most challenging. But yeah, it's alright. I love Final Fantasy IV. It's one of my favorites. Like, if you haven't had a lot of experience with Final Fantasy games, you could pick that one up and get a pretty good telling of the story. I'm so used to, oh hey, another female. I'm so used to it on the SNES or on the Game Boy Advance. Like, Game Boy Advance version was great. One of my favorites for sure. Best to play the originals on the SNES. Actually, if you can get the Game Boy Advance versions, they're harder to get. Well, okay, I won't say they're harder to get. Actually, Final Fantasy IV and 6, well, 2 and 3 as they were on the SNES, they're kind of difficult to get. They're pretty expensive, quite rare. But, yeah, the Game Boy Advance versions were very good if you want to get them. Don't get any of the PS1 versions, even on like a Vita or a PS3 or something, because they have a lot of lag. The PSP version of Final Fantasy IV, though, that comes with the after years, I think it's like Final Fantasy IV Complete Collection. It's a very nice version of Final Fantasy IV. Nice quality graphics, and it doesn't feel too out of line. Like, I do like that version a lot. I haven't fully beaten it yet, but, well, actually, I'm still pretty early on. But I love it. It's definitely worthwhile. Like, I've played that game so many times that I don't feel the need to beat it, like, immediately. I just pick it up and play it a little bit. For Final Fantasy VI, the Game Boy Advance version has bad sound. SNES is better. Yes, X version is too slow. I actually have not played the Game Boy Advance version of Final Fantasy VI, so thanks for the heads up with that. I played it when it was Final Fantasy III on the old SNES, and that worked great. But it's kind of rare nowadays. Let's see, what are IVs? I know they have to do with competitive battling, but what are they? So, in short, think of them like EVs, because you seem to know what EVs are. They're like that, except they are a fixed number for each stat on every single individual Pokemon that ranges between 0 and 31. So, a Pokemon might have 31 attack, 31 defense, 0 special attack. I mean, it can have a number of these. And I think they equate to that point specifically at level 100. So at level 100, for every IV you have, you'll have an extra 1 point. So you could have 31 points over something with 31 IVs as opposed to 0. Now these can be passed along while breeding. That's a bit much to explain right now, but in a nutshell, that's how it works. Wait. Oh, darn it, missing speed. I hate that. Oh, see, once you get good Pokemon to breed with, you can effectively pass down 5 out of their 6 IVs from the parents. So, you know, it's pretty easy to get maxed, but darn it, look at this, so close. I hate it when, you know, it's speed that's missing. That was almost perfect. Almost. Wah, wah. Oh, well, it's fine. Still pretty good. Okay, well, anyhow, I think I'm going to wrap things up here, but I will have a new Super Mystery Dungeon episode out, and I will see you, hopefully if you're going to MagFest, hopefully I'll see you there. Be sure to say hi. I'd love to chat with you if you're going to be there. If not, you know, I will see you in, well, next week sometime. But hopefully you will enjoy the return of Undertale on my channel. I'll have that going while I am away, at least hopefully. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. Woo!